Alright, everyone, it is your boy, King Natsuki. Welcome back. And today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching this, I have a new what if for y'all fans. For the fans. This is what if female Naruto was Kaguya's daughter. Part 1. Hope y'all will enjoy. Let's get into the what if. As Naruto, or female Naruto, has not even been born yet. As Kaguya, basically, it's 9 months, it's 10 months before the battle against Hagoromo and Hamura. Why 10 months? Well, let me explain. Kaguya knows that her sons are about to betray her, and are going to betray her, and she knows that a war will break out. However, before this happens, she wants another child. Or a perfect child. More like it. As she is wondering where'd she go wrong with the two boys, and she then realizes they're half human. That's where she went wrong. Their human sides made them too greedy, and she then decides to go look for an Otsutsuki male. As she basically scouts looking for the strongest. She basically spends 1 month waiting for the strongest Otsutsuki, the strongest warrior. Basically a being who would serve favorable. As she finds one and decides bingo. As well, the very second she knows she gets pregnant, and she knows she gets pregnant, she kills the guy. As Kaguya is at least expecting the baby at least 1 day before the battle. However, Kaguya is pregnant and about to give birth at the battle. As Kaguya is not really trying to attack. Instead, she's going for defensive, and going on all defense. As Kaguya blocks the attacks that Hagoromo and Hamura are using, and they're wondering, why isn't she really attacking? She is attacking, just she isn't going as fast or as hard as she could. As then, Hagoromo, being curious, then asks his brother something, as he asks his brother, look at mom and see if she has look at mother and see if she has any injuries, as Hamura does so. With his Byakugan activated. However, what he sees is not a mere injury. What he sees is a baby. As he then says, we have a sister. Brother, we have a sister. Mother's pregnant. She's about to give birth. As Hamura then says, maybe we should stop fighting and wait at least a year or two. And maybe we should stop fighting and wait at least a week. As Hagoromo says, nonsense, this is the perfect time. If we don't defeat Mother now, and that baby is born, she will instantly regain all of her strength and defeat us. However, if we defeat her while the baby is being born, while she's pregnant and about to give birth. Then, while she's giving birth, then she is weakened, and that's her only time of attack. As Hagoromo and Hamura say, and as Hamura then says, "Fine, brother." As he summons his staff and says sorry, as he then kills, and as Hagoromo and Hamura are giving their all, trying to attack Kaguya, however she's more such being defensive. As then Hagoromo then says, "Brother, now, this may be our only chance to seal Mother and to defeat Mother." As Hagoromo has his hand out, as Hamura then says, "Fine, brother." As his hand then claps with his brother's, as well. They then say, "Planetary devastation," as they seal Kaguya away, creating the moon, and what they believe is killing the baby. However, while Kaguya is being sealed, she gets an idea. As she then says, "I cannot let this child be lost. After all I've done, I cannot let my perfect child be lost and forgotten." As she then gets an idea and says, "Perfect." As she then creates, and as she then and says, "You're too late. The child will be born, and they will make me proud. Your sister will be born and make me proud. Your sibling..." Hold on. As she then says, as behold, as hold on, as she would then and do a jutsu to sort of release chakra, as she said, "As you can see here, the chakra's already made." You know what that means? You can't. That you can't stop your sibling from being born. Now you... Because you know what? As the two would then look at her while she's being covered by rocks and say, "What?" "This." As Kaguya would then open a interdimensional portal, as she would say, "This chakra will... your sibling's chakra will fly out and find a perfect body. And will find a perfect virgin woman. And then your sibling will rise. And then..." Oh, I feel bad for you, really. You won't even be able to see her. Because you won't even be able to see her because you'll be long dead. As she then would open a interdimensional portal and throw the chakra through it. As it would then close and the two would say, and Hamura would just sigh, thinking that he'd actually be able to, that he actually knows that in a different time, his sister and his sibling is alive. And his second sibling, which he has not met, is still alive. So that adds some comfort to him. As Hagoromo would then think, "Darn. Now Now another full now another full god is born and will be born. Now a full god will be born. This could be disastrous, as Hagoromo and Hum, anyways, as we do a sort of 2,000, as we do a 700-year time skip. Or no, we do a 1,000-year time skip. As a portal opens, a invisible portal which only gods can see. Gods and demigods can see. As out of the portal flies out flies Chakra, which then again no one can see except gods and goddesses and demigods and basically anything like that. As the Chakra sees a completely virgin woman, and the Chakra then finds a completely virgin woman, or Kushina Uzumaki. As the Chakra then settles in and begins to create itself a form. As then, well, the whole process of pregnancy works. As pretty much Kushina the next day begins puking, and it's like, I know this probably it's gonna be a negative, but let's see. As she takes a pregnancy test and it's positive, she's just like, the what? The what? As she then says, I'm pregnant. This is unexpected. As the third would hold on. As then a little girl who looked like as well, a child born like, oh god, this is born. As Kushina just wonders, what, I'm a virgin. And the tests then prove that Kushina still has her V card. And so they're just like, what, how, wait, what? As well, the child is born and Kushina then says, okay, guess, she still has her non-impregnated virginity. Now, she is not a complete virgin. What do I mean by that? True, she's never been with a man, but in this, she is with a female, with a woman. As Kushina in this is with Mikoto. Why not? Cause why the fudge not? As Mikoto wants a child, so Kushina has allowed her to find a Uchiha male and have a child, because if Kushina randomly gets one from not being impregnated at all, well, Mikoto wants one. As she goes with Fugaku as she meets Fugaku and has Sasuke. As the two then just say, well, it looks like we now have two children. as when Sasuke is born, their attention would be completely evolve, revolving around Sasuke. As Sas no, Sasuke would be born first. As when Kushina is born, the attack would happen. As Obito, or the fourth Hokage's student, would take Kushina's child and say, if you don't come to this place empty-handed um, without any weapons or anyone following you, you will never see this baby again. No one will ever see this baby again. As when he does that, well, he pretty much goes to the same place as he does in canon, except he's met by Black Zetsu. As Black Zetsu pretty much just happened to be traveling and just happened to be talking to himself, or White Zetsu, just by either time at that place while Obito was walking by. As he sees Obito holding a child, as he then says, is that the Jinchuriki's daughter? As he then says, yes, she will be used as bait. But as he then says yes, Zetsu, and only Zetsu, hears no. As Zetsu then says, okay, Obito, finish what you're doing. I have to go somewhere. As Zetsu pretty much sinks into the ground and vanishes. As he goes to a sort of secluded location, as he then says, what do you mean, no, mother? As Kaguya would then say, she is not that woman's daughter, and that baby is not that woman's child, for it is mine. As she then says, what? What do you mean by that? As she then tells Black Zetsu of how 10 months before she got sealed, she wanted to have a third child. As she spent a whole month looking for a male, found a male, got impregnated, killed the male, and then just as the baby was being born, she got sealed. But she opened a portal and let the chakra slip through. As she then said, as it appears the baby is born now. Meaning that you have as then Black Zetsu would say, I have a sister. Wait a minute, that means, as he then say, oh no, Obito! As pretty much Zetsu would sink into the ground. As he would then say, I gotta stop Obito, I guess. I gotta stop Obito. I gotta stop Obito. As he would see Obito release the 9 tails, as he then say, crap, 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 crap. As he would then manipulate, and as he would go to Fugaku and say, well, pretty much you'd use Fugaku as a pawn, as he would manipulate Fugaku into sealing the 9 tails within Sasuke, his son. As Fugaku would see Sasuke, it's just a thank you very much, dude. it means a lot to me. Indeed, it does, really. I'm just. I started this channel because, well, I didn't. I've watched nothing but videos, and there are some things, some ideas that really have a lot of potential, but they have not been done yet. So I started this channel to bring those ideas into light and hopefully inspire others to do those ideas. Just tell me in the comments if you are inspired or not. As, well, Fugaku would see young Sasuke being a 1-year old, as he would then say, "Sorry, son," as he would pretty much tell Minato to Reaper Death Seal the Nine Tails within his son, as he would then say, "Alright." As he'd then say, "Alright." As he would Reaper Death Seal Yell Kurama, or what they call the Nine Tails, into Sasuke. As, however, he would then put 5% of the chakra into. Basically, he gave Sasuke 99% of the soul, along with 95% of the chakra, as he would give 1% of the soul to Kushina, and then 5% of the chakra to Kushina to keep her alive. As Kushina would be surviving, because the reason why I gave her 1% of the soul is that all chakra goes back to the soul. So without any pieces of the soul, the chakra would have just floated back. Without any soul tying it together, it would just divide. As she then said, that is why as she would live, and we do a 5-year time skip. Sasuke would be 6, and he'd be pretty much looking out for his, what he called, little sister. But, for the first couple of years, he'd look out for his sister, and then, Fugaku, the ladies being, well, together and thinking what was best for both their children, would just come clean and say that Sasuke was the Jinchuriki. However, Fugaku would say, "I cannot allow this to happen to my child. He needs to be well fed, he needs to be protected," as he would then say, "I got it." As he would go out and say that the Uzumaki girl is the Uzumaki girl is the reincarnation of the Nine Tails Killer. As he then say, well, at least Sasuke's alright. As, well, Sasuke, for the first couple of months, would try to go near his sister, but everyone would say, "You're the prince of the Uchiha, you're awesome, you can't be near her, she's a demon." As he would over time get spoiled by being basically the prince of the Uchiha, the prince of the village. As for Naruto, she would be just neglected and ignored. Well, neglected by everyone else except her two mothers, as her mothers cared for her a lot. But with Sasuke being the prince, the whole village. Eventually, he would still care about his sister, but he would diverge from her, as he would barely talk to her at all. As one day, Fugaku had an idea, just to promote his son, of course. As he said, the you and the demon will have a sparring match. You you do your best and defeat the demon in front of all the villagers, just to prove that you're the best. As Sasuke would say, all right, father. As Sasuke would fight against and would hate it, but his father would force him to fight against his sister, no matter what he said. As Sasuke and his sister would begin to battle. As Naruto would want to, or Naruto, because it's female Naruto, Naruto would want to, to be acknowledged. She'd want to be considered great, as she would want to fight against, as she would want to beat Sasuke just to show how strong she was and actually get some positive attention for once. As she would begin fighting against Sasuke, as she would have read some forbidden jutsus, as she would do the multi-shadow clone, create 20 clones, as she would then, well, no, she would do the multi-shadow clone, create 1,000 clones like in canon, as she would then say, flying Raijin, and as she would use the flying, sorry, she would not say it, she would throw a kunai and flying Raijin around Sasuke, as she would then say, Rasengan, and basically shove it into Sasuke's chest, knocking him into the ground. As he would then say, and she would then say, I win. But then, well, Sasuke would then begin glowing, as then the red aura would surround him, as he would have one tail, and as he would have two tails. No, one tail. As he would then have the red eyes, the whiskers, the claws, as he would kick the one he considered as his sister and as he would kick Naruto into a wall, and then he'd slash at her, cut her eyes, her neck, arms, her chest, legs, basically bloodbath. As then Fugaku would say, perfect. Perfect. As then Sasuke would blitz out in rage, as he would then murder all the Uchihas. And as this would be in the, basically this fight would be held in the Uchiha compound, as Sasuke would then blitz and kill all the Uchihas. And then, from chakra exhaustion, he would fall asleep, and he would fall over. As well, he would have killed all the Uchihas except two, and except one. his mother, Mikoto, as he would kill Mikoto and pretty much Blitz. As he, no, sorry, he would kill Fugaku and pretty much Blitz. It's, and, well, Fugaku would be the last Uchiha he killed, and then he would fall into chakra exhaustion. Sorry, I'm really messed up right now. I can't think clearly. As, well, everyone would pass by Naruto, and they wouldn't and no one would tell Mikoto or Kushina what happened. As Naruto would be bleeding and almost dead. As then a person with, as a gently handed person would pick her up and say, "Don't worry, I got you. I got you, little one." As the man would carry her to a, the man would carry her out of the Leaf Village, as the man would pretty much have just been there for paperwork, or just a sort of private meeting, or a treaty. As the man would then walk, and would then be holding Naruto, as he would then bring her to the Sand Village where he was from. As, yes, this man is Gaara's dad. As I'm actually giving the third Kaze, no, I think it's fourth. Yeah, I think it's third Kazekage a heart. And he would pretty much bring the child with, and bring Naruto with him, and say those filthy Leaf, what did they do to this poor child? As he would hook her up to some chakra scanners to see if her chakra was okay. And I'm gonna say those are things in this, as he would have a bag of medicine and medicine being injected into her as, hold on. But yeah, he would pretty much be healing her. Oh, I really do want to know, who do you guys think that mysterious voice in Naruto's ear is? I'm just gonna tell ya, it ain't human. As, well, the Kazekage would bring, and would then basically have Naruto protected and being healed, as he would call for his as he would ask for some healers, but no one could heal her. He would call for his best healers, but they couldn't heal her. As he would then say, "Damn it, I'll have to I'll have to go send a search party for that one Leaf Ninja Tsunade." Ugh. Oh well. As he would then say, as he would then propose a quest, and as he would then propose a quest for Tsunade, as he would then say, "There's a innocent child I just rescued from the hidden leaf. She is bleeding and beaten up pretty badly. I do not know who her parents are, as I will take care of them. I will take care of her. As he would then basically say, yes. In fact, I'll do even more. I'll adopt her. As he would then say, but first we'll have to wait for she wakes up. As he would then call for his first three children. As yes, he actually cares for Gaara in this one, just so you know. As he would then say, Gaara, and as he would then say, hey, Gaara, Tamari, and Kankuro. Depending on what happens when this young girl awakens, she may or may not be your adopted sister. As they then say, what? Wait, we're gonna have a sister? He already knows, boy. You already know, I already told you, so why you have to just go and tell public? Why, boy? Why? Oh, gods. Anime pedophiles. Ugh. Yuck. As back to the what if, as he would then say, and as we go to Naruto's mindscape, as she is just there, as she's battered and beaten, and cut and scarred, as she's also beaten by the villagers daily. By the way, I forgot to mention that, as she is just there, aching in pain. As then, hold on for a moment. Alright, dude, I just removed your comment. Because, I mean, seriously. You can't just tell them who the ship freaking is. As. Back to the what if. Sorry. As. Well. Naruto. Naruto awakens in the mindscape as she then sees a. Wait a minute. Now I remember what I was looking for. Hold on. As. Well. Naruto sees this woman just sitting there, waiting for someone, or what it appears to be waiting for someone, as the woman then sees her and says, ah, you're here. As Naruto then says, who, who, who are you? As the woman then says, calm down. I'm just a person who is willing to talk. As Naruto would then say, and as Naruto would then say, who are you? Are you here to kill me? Poison me? Mind control me? Shoot some sort of weird laser eyes that beams at me? As she then says, I'm not here to do anything harmful. All I want is to talk. As Naruto then says, fine. What do you want, ma'am? As pretty much Kaguya would then say, do not call me ma'am. Please do not call me ma'am. You may call me, well, what you should call me, mother. As Naruto then says, mother, I think you got me mixed up with someone else. My mother's name is Kushina Uzumaki. As then she says, have you ever, as in Kaguya says, if she is your mother, then how come you have no father? How come your mother, your so-called mother, just got pregnant out of thin air? Hmm? Well, that's quite simple, really. As she then and explains the whole thing which happened with her, Hagoromo, and Hamura. As she said, Hagoromo wanted to get rid of you. Hamura regretted doing it. However, he was happy when he found out that you would live. As Naruto would then say, really? It's nice to know that one of my brothers isn't a complete asshole. And she then said, yes. Now, the reason why I come to visit you is to tell you some things. As she then explained what the Otsutsuki were, as she then would say, we are not human. We are a race of, I guess you could say, extraterrestrial beings who have who were first gifted with chakra. As we are the first ones to have chakra. As we gave, and as when I had your two brothers and they had relationships with humans, that gave birth to chakra. That gave birth to, well, all of this. As she then said, however, it also gave birth to wars, fighting, violence, and many things such as that. As humans misused chakra, they fought like primitive animals. They still do. They fight for the dominance. When in reality, not even when they are so called the most dominant or the strongest, they are simply not. For even if there's no other humans left, they are still not the strongest. For there is us. And then, for us, there is me. As I am the queen. Well, was the princess, but now I guess I'm queen. Which basically would make you a princess. As she then said, Ed, those humans, they lied to protect some sort of mortal boy, a human, who who only possesses a beast inside of him. One which he can't control. You are the true child of prophecy. You are the true being here. You are the true hero. And, well, I wouldn't really say hero, as on each side you'd be viewed differently. And, after all, it is your decision. Isn't that right, my little Nekura? As she'd then say, Nakura? As Kaguya would then say, "Oh, allow me to show you." As she would then scroll through her memories, as then when she was being sealed away, she would then say, your sister's name will be Nakura. No matter what, Nakura will change this world. She will change this world's destiny, and she will decide whether or not this world will fall, or whether this world will be destroyed, or whether it will be saved. For she will be the judge of these sinners. She will be the judge, depending on which path she chooses, is how this world will end. As then, Nakura would then just cry and hug her mother, as she would say, "Mommy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being mistreated and being weak." As then she would then say, "It's okay. And besides, you're not weak. You just haven't awakened yet." As she would then say, "What do you mean awakened, Mommy?" As she would then say, "While it is true that some Otsutsuki are born with with different colored skin and different colored skin, and then even sometimes no horns, you died, and then you're resurrected. Well, you haven't even been born yet. Technically, you weren't able to be born. As soon, you will awaken your Otsutsuki genes and become a goddess." Imagine that. As she would then say, "You will be strong, and you'll be a strong, independent woman. A strong, independent goddess who all others will obey. Whether you wish to destroy this world, rule it, or do with it as you see fit, is your choice." As as Nakura or Naruto would then say, "Mother, what have you decided for me?" "Mother, when will I awaken my reincarnated state? When will I be awakened?" As she then says, "Only in moments of great tyranny and sadness. Only in a moment of pure sadness, pure rage, anger, and negativity. Only when you feel the last emotions you may ever feel. And, okay, now this is dope, and I'm doing this next tonight. Damn you, man. You are always a genius." Sub to this guy. He's a freaking genius. I love his comments. And I hope that sometime he begins to make videos. Because, I mean, this guy has a lot of potential. Just like me once. I mean, a dude who has 800 subscribers, 800 and something subscribers, once told me that he has to admit it. I do what ifs better than him. And I have a measly 300 something subscribers, but still, all of you, you are a part of my clan now. My Otsutsuki clan. As pretty much Y'all are like an extended family to me. That's serious. You're all the best viewers to ever exist. And I mean it. As back to the what if. As well, she would then say, "What do you mean the last emotions I'll ever feel?" As she would then say, Otsutsuki don't really feel emotion. Well, they can feel things such as love. They cannot feel rage, anger, sadness, hatred, pain, happiness. Well, I mean, they can feel some small things of the positive, but very, very little. They can feel love, they can feel happiness, but they can't feel rage, greed, sadness, anger, hope. Okay, but before, as she would then say, "Now, I love you. Now it's time for you to wake up. As your brother has been healing you for a while." As she would then say, "Brother, which one?" As she would then say, "Your third brother, Zetsu." As she would then say, "I have a third brother." As she would then say, "Yes. Zetsu is a sort of being made from my will, as he's kind of like your brother." As Naruto would say, "Yes. Hooray. I love you, mother." As she would then say, "I love you too. Now it's time for you to wake up." As Naruto would wake up. As holy crap. Already that far already. Let's see how long I have. Oh gods. Alright, let's see here. As pretty much Naruto would awaken. As that's much better. Now, as she would then say, it's time for, well, you know. And as, no, wait, sorry. As Kaguya would say, "It's time for you to wake up, you know." As she would then say, "I know, mother. I love you." As Kaguya's heart would then just melt. As she would say, I, "I love you too, dear." As much better. Now, she would say, "Now, awaken." As Naruto would awaken. As she would see, she's not in the leaf. As she'd say, "What? Where am I?" As she would say, either Kage, as he would say, "Ah, you're awake, and you're fully healed. Well then, I guess we can call off that search for that healer." As he would then say, "Call off the search, the girl has healed already." And the girl has healed already. As she would, and as they would then smile and say, "Yay, she's alright." As Naruto would then say, "What's going on? Where am I?" As the Kage would explain everything, how she was battered and beaten, looked like she was dying or dead, and he took her to his village and healed her. And was going to get a healer for her, but she already healed. As he would then say he was the Kage, as he would then introduce his 3 children, Tamari, Gara, and Konkoro. As he would then say, "The Leaf Village is a terrible place. So would you like to live here? We'll treat you nicely. um, but yeah, we'll treat you nicely here, give you food, bathe you, all those necessities." As Naruto would then say, "Is this what having a family feels like? Is this what having family feels like?" As she would then say, "Thank you. Thank you for being so kind to me. Where I'm from, everyone just yells at me and calls me a demon." As they'd say, "What? Why do they call you that?" As she then said, "My adopted brother is sort of the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, as his father told everyone that I was the reincarnation of the Nine-Tails to protect him." As they then said, "Oh, sorry." As she then said, "I'd love to be adopted into your family." As we do a 3-year time skip, and we do a time skip to the year of the age 8. No, the year of the age of 9. As as they're already at the tuning exams, as instead of Tamari, Naruto is there. And she's just like, "Can we please win the tuning exam so we can get the crap out of here?" They're just like, "Of course." And as they then just say, "Of course." As then, pretty much, Naruto Naruto is just walking, as then a kid bumps into Konkoro as Konkoro's about to beat him up. But Naruto then says, "Konkoro, please stop. Up. The kid just bumped into you and it was an accident, right, kid?" As the kid would say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." As they, I mean, as a kid with black spiky hair in a dark blue shirt, in a dark blue shirt with a Uzumaki and with a Uzumaki crest on the shoulder and a Uchiha crest on his back, as he'd then say, sorry, are you okay? Sorry, please don't hurt this kid, as Conqueror would then say, oh, it's alright. My sis here just, calm me down, that's all. Watch where you're going, okay, kid? Some people might not be as nice as me. Some people might be less forgiving next time. As Sasuke would then say, my name is Sasuke Uchiha. I'm the, Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. Your name's? As Gaara. And as they would then say, my name is Honkaro. Gaara would say, my name is Gaara. Gaara. I'm sorry, it's just a fun name to say. Gaara. As Naruto would then say, would basically be looking down, trying to not have Sasuke see her face, as she would say, Naruto. As he'd then say, wait, Naruto? Wait, Naruto? You're alive? As she would then say, yeah, nice seeing you here. As she would then say, oh, I'm taking you to Mom right now. As she would then as he would then grab her by the hand and say, I'm so taking you to the Hokage office. As the other two would then say, if she's coming, we're coming. Because we're here for the Chunin exams and she's our adopted sister. As they would, pretty much they go to the Hokage's office where the fifth Hokage was. As right now, there's a ginormous face of Kushina sort of drilled into the Hokage mountain or cliff or wall. I don't know what you call that. I think it's mountain or wall. Yeah, I think it's wall. Basically, Kushina would be the fifth Hokage. Now, the third Hokage ain't dead. He's just a retired Hokage. As she would be as she would be doing paperwork, as she would say, if I knew there's this much paperwork, I would never have wanted to be Hokage. Oh well. As then, Sasuke would say, Mom, Mom! As Mikoto would also be in the room, as she would say, and as two would say, yes, Sasuke? As he would then say, look who I found! As he would then show them Naruto, as he would then say, hi, hi, as she would then gulp, as her two parents, and as Mikoto and Kushina would rush at her and hug her and say, where were you? You've been gone for years. We haven't seen you. You've been gone for 5 years. You've been gone for 3 years. Where have you been? As, yes, I did some online research. the event of Konoha Crush happens when Naruto is 9. So pretty much, yeah. As Naruto left the village and was brought to the Sand Village at the age of 5, so yeah, it's been 3 years. As she then says, the Sand Village, they kind of adopted me there. I'm getting treated way better. As then they say, by the way, where is Sasuke? As then Gaara says, oh, I almost forgot. Where is Sasuke's father? As as Sasuke then says, he's dead. He died 3 years ago. As she then says, oh, and as he then says, and as he basically slams his fist against the wall and says, damn it. And as he says, damn it. And Sasuke then says, why are you angry? As Gaara then says, and Gaara then says, I wanted to kill that bastard myself. As Sasuke then says, ah, then sorry, 'cause I killed him. As he then says, damn, I wanted to watch him bleed, even in front of me. But, you win some, you lose some, I guess. As he would then walk away. As Gaara would then say, me and my siblings are here for the Chunin exams. So, yeah. As the Chunin exams, pretty much everything else goes normal. As Naruto is fighting off, as we go to the Forest of Death, as well, Sasuke is just being weirded out by this one guy who just keeps saying, hey, you have nice eyes. I like your shirt. He just keeps complimenting him and looking at him eagerly. And he's just like, what the heck is wrong with you, weirdo? And the guy just looks like a grass ninja, like a grass village shinobi, as the guy then says, would you like a hug? As the guy then says, would you like a hug? As Sasuke's just like, no. As then Sasuke says, as the guy then says, come on. Or would you like something else? Something a bit more intimate? As then Sasuke says, what the? No, pedo. And what the? No, you pedo. As the guy then says, oh, come on, it'll be real fun. As Sasuke then just says, no, get away from me. As Sasuke basically Naruto runs away. As the guy just walks away and hides in a barrel. You know, like that one scene where Orochimaru is walking and then Yamato just follows him via barrel. As Orochimaru, the guy basically goes into a barrel and is following Sasuke as he's just like, he will be mine. You will be mine, cutie. As while Sasuke is just sitting on a bench, and as Sasuke is just standing, the random the random grass shinobi then just says, "Swiggity swooty, I'm coming for that booty," and he's just right behind Sasuke, so he's just like, "Ah, Pino!" and runs away as the guy is chasing him. As for, well, Naruto and Naruto and her team, they go through first. And they get to the tower first, and pretty much they just begin eating dinner, and they're just like, "Oh well, guess I have to wait till the other teams get here." And so they're just like, "Yeah." As pretty much they then hear shrieks of pure terror, saying, "Get away from me, you pedo!" As the guy's just like, "Come on, Sasuke! I can give you a real fun time." As Sasuke's just like, "Get away from me, man! I'm not gay, and you're a pedo." And she's just running. I can give you one good guess who this guy is. He usually attacks Sasuke at this point. As Sasuke is just standing in the middle of the woods, as he then just says, "I lost him." As then the grass shinobi just pops up right next to him and says, "Hey, cutie." As Sasuke then just says, "No!" and he runs away. As pretty much we skip past the preliminaries because I'm gonna say a lot more people lost, and there's a lot less people. So, yeah. As we go to the final round of, and as we go to the finals, and as we go to the last part of the Chunin exams, as it's, well, Neji versus, and basically, Naruto fights everyone, Tamari fights. Hold on. Alright. Okay. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. As Kagi, I'm sorry. As pretty much Naruto would face against everyone that Tamari faced against and win. Because, I mean, she would be taught a whole bunch of jutsus. And she would find out that even though she is not awakened fully yet, because she met Kaguya, the Otsutsuki chakra affected her, thus giving her all 5 chakra elements. As, well, hold on. As she would have learned a whole bunch of jutsus, and with all her chakra natures, and been able to freaking kick ass. As, well, the last fight would be, well, she'd be watching the last fight, as it would be Sasuke versus Gaara, as Sasuke would win. Well, no, Sasuke would lose. Well, no, Sasuke would win, as he has Nine Tails chakra on his side, making him even stronger. As he would defeat Naruto, and as he would defeat Gaara, as well. Gaara would go insane like canon, as Naruto and Kankuro would try to calm him down. As Orochimaru would take the time, as Orochimaru would go through all the confusion, and basically he would have like a giant snake rise up and hold Sasuke in its mouth. And Sasuke's just like, what in the world? What is happening? As the giant snake would not eat Sasuke, as it would basically just be holding him, as the snake would poof away back to Orochimaru's base. As, well, Orochimaru would say, see ya later, suckers, as he would poof away. And as he would escape, and everyone would just be like, what? Wait, what? What just happened? As Sasuke would, as Mikoto and Kushina would just say, where's my son? What did he just do? What did Orochimaru just do to him? Where did he take him? Did that snake just eat my son? As, well, Gaara right now would be calmed down by his siblings, as they would then cry because their father was dead. Now, Naruto would not cry as much because he was not her birth father, but he was like a actual father to her, as she would cry. Cry because, yes, Orochimaru still kills the Kazekage, and the war goes to plan. And Orochimaru planned the attack. The attack is, however, defeated by Naruto, Gaara, and Kankuro. As Naruto then says, as Gaara and Kankuro are, and Naruto, Gaara, and Kankuro, after saving the village, then leave to go mourn. As, well, just as they're about to leave, even one of the Akatsuki that just happened to be there, Hidan, was not dead. As he would then rise up and then say, you can't kill an immortal fool. As she would then say, what? Wait, what? As he would then say, die. As she would then fling her blade at, and as he would then fling his blade, or his scythe, at the Hokage and the Hokage's wife. Basically, Mikoto and Kushina, as they'd be screaming like, we're about to die. As then they were cut through. Now, even though they were not Naruto's true parents, he still cried, like there was a pain in his chest. As he then say, yeah, let's go. As they would then go back to the, and as he would then basically fall asleep, and but not going to his mindscape, as he would wake up in the sand village, as well they would begin as they would begin training, and Naruto, she would become the Hoka. She would have been. They would have offered her to become Kazekage, but she would have said Gaara would be a better choice. As they would say okay, as they would make, Gaara the Kazekage, all that, and then the Akatsuki would take Gaara, as Naruto would follow, as the Akatsuki would attack. They'd poison Kankuro to like getting cannon, except it would be a strong instant kill poison that could not be cured. As this time they were doing their best to make sure the villages were weak and they could not rise up against them. As Zetsu, as pretty much the Akatsuki would then, as they were seen taking Gaara, um, a certain someone would be angry. This, of course, being Tamari, and this certain someone being Tamari, as Naruto was in another village getting food for the family. Basically, she was out completing a mission. As when she got back, she would see Tamari fighting against Datara, as Datara would then basically explode Tamari, as then blood and guts would fly everywhere. As then she'd say, "No, I need to go. I should run over to her house to see if Gaara and Kankuro were okay." I should see Kankuro without a pulse, dead, poisoned. I should say, "No, no, 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 no. Gaara, 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 Gaara. Where's Gaara?" As she would have found out that a person with a ginormous sort of sand or clay bird just took Gaara. As she would pretty much go to where the Akatsuki were extracting Gaara and were extracting Shikaku, and she would see this and then say, "That's my brother, get away." As she would swing a blade around, and as she would pretty much just use taijutsu and try to attack them, but, well, they were stalling her. As they would then extract Gaara, as they would then basically extract the one tails out of Gaara much earlier than canon, as she would then cry, and cry, and then suddenly something inside her would just snap, as her hair would grow longer, it would grow grayer, her skin would become pale and lifeless. Well, no, not yet. As she would become angry, angry that these fools had just taken away everyone she cared about. As she would then basically jump and attack the Akatsuki. As she would be in a fit of blind rage. Basically, she would be using the strength of, pretty much imagine someone punching you at the speed of sound. I'm attacking you at the speed of sound, and with each attack, it has the force of 3 semi-trucks. Yeah, not good times. As well, pretty much Sasuke would. Sorry, no. Naruto would be fighting and yelling and screaming in fits of rage as she would pretty much kill all the Akatsuki members that were there. And she would say, I'm gonna kill them all. I'm gonna kill them all. I'm gonna kill everyone. I'm gonna get rid of this stupid, stinking planet. No. Yes, yes, yes. As she had grown angry, selfish, and as she gotten very, very, very angry. As she had thought that Sasuke was dead, him being the last person that mattered to her. She thought that Sasuke was dead, and everyone that mattered to her was dead. And she would then scream in a fit of rage after killing all the Akatsuki that were there. And she then said, "What?" And she would then basically be on her knees sobbing, as her skin would become pale, her hair would become white and gray, as 2 horns would form, coming out of the sides and slowly sloping down like this. As the orbs would appear behind her, as basically she would be in her mindscape, as her mother would say, sorry for your losses and congratulations, said Kaguya. And she said, I get the sorry for your losses, but why congratulations, mother? As Kaguya would then say, hey, you've awakened. You've experienced all the pain that there is for you to feel, as you're no longer human. You've become a full Otsutsuki. As she then said, oh, thank you, mother. As she would then say, how do I get these orbs to go away? As she would say, oh, you can have them go away if you want, and you can turn them into a sort of staff. As she would then have the orbs disappear, create a black orb. These are, of course, the truth-seeking orbs. As it would turn into this staff you see her holding. As Kaguya would be completely amazed at what staff her daughter had. As this staff would be a black hole staff, pretty much. As it was pretty much a rare symbol of power. Pretty much only like one Otsutsuki every 100 billion years. Only one Otsutsuki every 10 trillion years is born with a black hole staff. Is born with a black hole staff. As Kaguya would then say, you appear to be very strong. As Kaguya would then say, perfect. Now you can help free me. But then she would say, first, before I go, before you wake up, please tell me what is your name. As she would then say, my name is Nakura Atsusu. Is Nakura Atsutsuki. Your daughter. Your daughter, mother. As she would have two Byakugans, and she would have a eye that looked something like this, as it is called the yin and yang Sharingan, or the yin and yang, or the yin and yangagon, or the yin yanga, yangagon, the yin yangagon, or the eye of balance, basically allows the wielder, or I guess you could say the person who has the eye the power over life and death, reality and fiction, light and dark, matter and gravity, space and time. Basically, everything that has a opposite. And of course, she would already have, because with this eye comes fully mastered yang release and fully mastered yin release. As she would be able to create, if she wanted, an entire armada of ginormous dragons out of thin air and chakra. As her chakra pools, by the way. Her chakra pools, oh my god. They are extremely huge. And by what I mean by that, they are the size of... Her chakra pool is about the size of existence itself. Yeah, that's what I meant by it's extremely rare for someone to be this powerful. And she can only get stronger. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is she will pretty much have the power to destroy Saitama in one hit. With her pinky. She will be able to defeat Saitama with just one little shake of her pinky. That would be like her full power. As right now, she can beat Saitama in about 100 hits. But still, beating Saitama is an impressive feat, which not even Goku in Master Ultra Instinct could do. Now I have to admit, that's impressive. Now, back to What If. Curse you, mortal! Stop giving me what ifs, I already have enough on my plate tonight. But fine, I'll do it. As Kaguya, as Nakura would eventually meet Black Zetsu, as he would say, so you're my sister. As he would begin sort of smiling, or just looking happily. Because I don't think Black Zetsu has a mouth. I know what he does. It's just very sharp and pointy. I should say, yeah, my name's Nakura. And you're Black Zetsu, I'm guessing? As he would say, yep. So, are you in on the plan of resurrecting Mother? As she then said, of course. Now, Now, this is the end of the What If. Hope you all enjoyed. Goodbye. Tell me in the comments, what do you think is happening to what happened to Sasuke over the 3 years that he's been, over the 3 to 2 years he's been missing from the leaf. Please tell me. What do you think has happened to poor Sasuke, and who do you think that gay pedophile was? Good day, good night, and goodbye.